Progressivism is a theory of education that is concerned with learning by doing. That children learn best when pursuing their own interests and satisfying their own needs. Progressivists believe that people learn best from what they consider most relevant to their lives. They center curriculum on their needs, experience, interest, and abilities of students. It provokes curiosity in students. It is basically learn by doing. The one who introduced progressive method of teaching is no other than John Dewey, an American philosopher, a psychologist, and educational reformer. His philosophy is based on pragmatism. He established laboratory school in 1896. He was the father of educational psychology. He believed that book learning was no substitute for actually doing things. The students of Anubanao Panunium School are evidently visual learners, or what we call spatial intelligence or the picture smart. I could also identify our students as musical and rhythmic intelligent kids, or the music smart. It is evident by memorizing songs in English more easily than memorizing all those phrases and sentences in English. Indeed, music is one key to getting their attention and making music as a universal language.
Deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Deep and wide, deep, 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 wide, wide.
Students are also identified as having interpersonal intelligence, or they are known as the people smart, as they can get along in the game-based activities.
You ready? Very good. Now you give Teacher Woody the letter X. Go! X, letter X, come on, letter X. X, 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 xylophone. X, X, xylophone. X, where's letter X? Come on. Come on, come on. Oh, yay! Oh, 2 points already.
Be heard through Danset.net. But how if you're too dungy over something ugly? Or you just don't know how to fit outfits? Save yourself from shame because we're now your fashion buddies.
If your lips are moving, if your lips are moving, if your lips are moving, then you la la la, babe. If your lips are moving, if your lips are moving, if your lips are moving, then you la la la, babe. Boy, look at me in my face. Tell me that you're not just about this bass. You really think I could be replaced? Nah, I come from outer space and I'm a classy girl. I'ma hold it up. You full of something, but it ain't love. And what we got is straight overdue. Go find somebody new. You can buy me diamond earrings and na 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 na. But I smell her on your collar, so bye 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 bye. I know you
Make up, dress up, look your best.
Where affordability meets fashion. Get some good clothes at a low price. Only at Danset.net.
The sabay there, where? This one. And the other one is? Not healthy. May sabay. Okay, so when the infected mosquito can bite the person, what will happen to the person?
Healthy person come down with the
Dengue
dengue
fever. Okay, dengue fever. What will happen when you have the dengue fever already on? What will happen?
but
The blood will what? Go out from
the
nose,
the
gums. Yeah, gums and
bottom.
that is the worst thing that will happen. Okay, will you feel sick when you have fever? Dengue fever?
Yeah.
Will you get sick? May sabay. Do you need to go to the hospital when you have the dengue fever? Whom? Do you need to go to the hospital when you have the dengue fever? When you
Yes.
Yes, because what do you need to eat or drink?
Magazine.
Magazine?
Huh?
What will you take?
Um,
Medicine, not magazine, because magazine is for reading. Okay, medicine.
In my classroom activities, I make sure that we do it holistically. We will not be too bookish, but rather we will go out from the box. We also encourage our students to be socially active. It is also important that we learn to give our kids a break. Give them a power nap time, a pee break, or even playtime. The learning assessment tool that I use both in the Philippines and in Thailand is from the Department of Education class record, which corresponds 70% of the performance task and written works, and 30% is the final examination. I do not just give them written examinations, but I do also give them combination activities, just like in my oral communication class, wherein I let them make their own speech and perform it in front of me. A panel of teachers are also requested to evaluate the said activity. Indeed, we learn by doing. Holistic excellence must be encouraged to attain holistic individuals. We must remember that without its parts, the whole may not work out effectively. It is likened to that of the notes in music that can make symphony without them complementing each other. In par with the thought, we must also consider that in handling individuals, insufficient progress must not be taken as a deficiency of the whole. I must be an advocate for well-balanced learning and be an agent for self-awareness, for with such we can build not just the mere advantage, but the real power that lie within knowing what the learner's potentials, strengths, and weaknesses are. Mr. Woodward Uy Villalino Jr., also known as Teacher Woody, a progressivist.